From driver to center manager, from heading a household as a child to full-time employment, these are the stories that we are bringing you today on Stories Untold, the story of a community center in Duduza. Amongst other extraordinary things that this center does for the community, they have made it their mission to empower young women. My name is Pule Mulebatsi. Without any further ado, let's go straight into that story.
The role of a community center is to provide for the well-being of the community it serves. Nigel Community Center, situated in the rural township of KwaDuduza, east of Johannesburg, is no different. The pastures may be green with food in abundance for the livestock here. However, the experience of the residents is different. Many of them live in abject poverty. In a quest to provide some relief, Mama Juske Khanyago founded the center. Although retired now, Mr. King Xaba, who started off as a driver, took over from where she left.
We at Nigel Caring Community, we are coming from afar, as back as 1999. That's when the organization was established, during the height of HIV and AIDS pandemic. That situation was very bad. It was officially registered in 2000 July. We had health in our Department of Health and Social Development, where we used to go house to house doing home visit, where we used to bath bedridden people. That time, NGOs was not as many as it is now, because Nigel Caring Community was the first NGO here in Duduza that time. So we were serving the greater Nigel as far as Arla Park and Holgate and surroundings. I used to carry taking a patient from their homes to clinics. The situation that I saw, was a new thing to me, because I was not used to that situation. But I adapted to that situation. From there, I never looked back to be a community builder, to assist our communities. So really, to me, getting 700 Rand stipend per month was just nothing. But what was preoccupying my mind was to assist the community. Because really, as you can see, that our communities here are poverty-stricken area. There are a lot of orphans in our communities, and also vulnerable children, because some of them, they do have some parents, but those parents, they have nothing to do to take care of them. We need to take care of those kids. We make it sure that kids, remaining kids, they go to school clean, they eat, they bath, because we educate them life skills, how to take care of themselves. Today's life is very fast. Kids are being, there's what they call child trafficking. We need to take care of all those things, because, it's very hard in these days, because, we must make it sure that we educate, that they mustn't just talk to strangers, people whom they don't know, because of the situation that we are facing here in our country.
You mentioned two important things, Uguti. The center prioritizes women, especially those who didn't get a chance to further their education,
That's
as
correct.
well as educating this community on how to deal with.
You have just seen that yourself, that in our center, our caregivers mostly women are in majority, especially those women are young women. Yes, most of them they've got matric and some of them they don't have matric. Some of them they were beneficiaries before. We need to hire them in the center to come and work and assist others because they know where they are coming from. So this is really our priority because in our areas there is this thing of teenage pregnancies, drugs, kids they don't sleep in these days. They go to taverns to do all these things. But our work is so huge to teach this community, but to make it sure as caregivers that really we fulfill the dreams, because sometimes other people's dreams diminishes in the way, but to make it sure that one day you see your goal being fulfilled. We want to build South Africa, because if we don't take care of our youth, we won't have future. Look how old we are today. We need to take care of young people so that we'll have people where we'll pass the baton on. So these kids really that we are taking care of, they are our priority. What we are doing to them is what we like. We love our work. We love working with them.
When the country went into a lockdown in March last year, the team was forced to stay at home. And today is their first day back at work. Ready to brace their call off duty, we followed them around.
Welcome back. You are still watching Stories Untold. Not only does the Nigel Community Center provide aid to its community, but they go the extra mile, doing door-to-door visits to check up on the well-being of their beneficiaries.
Ngare muteki mzabanga holo ke ausi ngate ngabona ngate le mang le njabulo di teng ba tseba jwalo ka ntse batla mo nako ngo ba nthole ba etsa di home visitor ntonyana tse jwalo kaofela lo tla sha bana ntse re phela jwang le bana mara hangata ba e batho le bana le mme nna jwalo ka motho a itsebetsa o thola ke dipitso pontsaka go get them after until bo thola hore nna ke teng kapa mme wa nkopa motho wa modimo ke a sekoropo tsa tsile bo mme ba reng re ya kwana ka lo thola di food parcel ke tla be ke di siya a go mphothomele because a ke kwana le motho a itsebetsa wa kgona le go do sha mosebetsing o ikele and then o boele mo ka nnete ke
Steve Tamaye is from Lesotho. He arrived in South Africa in pursuit of a better life. He stays in this shack with his partner and children.
Uba kuhlala nengane la ekhaya esingaki?
bana ba ka ba 5 le ditlolo tse 2 ka ena sokola ngwana mme le tuko ga ke ntate wa ithepedisa ka ena sokolo a ke ntate a ithepedisa le mme a se mme ana ithepedisa o ile ba ka disabila thotse skoropo di kitchening o ka dile last year ka bo February kwa se sa lo twana we ka ofela bona ba le baka ntse ba phela pokotong nna motho yo ke nnete dijong di teng dijo tsa jam because a se motho a jang dijo tse tlwaeleleng jwalo ka motho ya tshwanang le manama.
Steve is referring to his wife's 14-year-old grandchild who lives with a disability.
Ke motho a jang lebese empa nka lo bo mme ba thusa because ntho tsa bo di noodles bo macaroni o ja jonya tse soft wa bona bo di sophonyana mare ntho tse nang le bo letswai ha se ntho tsa di ratang o di fisha habedi wa bona se ka ka na wa ka mo fa yona manzi bo re ha o utlwana le lebesi why or body mesh wa bona yeah ntho tse tswa le boltswa ya ntho tsona tsona that's why ke re le yona center ke a ileba because ha e ba o thola mohlomong yena ona ntho sa di rateng ke mola mona ke tame a ho etsetsa bale teng o rekela bale se betla membership center e kwala ke pepe ile ya bona ke khona ho sheba ka kae ka we
So Beningas afford before the center to
ne re sa di afford ngwana tse ding tsa rona re sa di afford ha bohloko ngwana mme ha bohloko empa jwale ka motswadi ne ke jwetsa go fela hai tlo wa hlolo ke mogala go ba se ne re na le go sometimes go go ba le ga saja ikidi aka etsa la msho ka mokgatlong ya itseng mahadis nowadays ya ntwe ka ga di batla di le betere nyana sa le ikopana le bomme MCC
Inzeke for how long uthi alale engadlanga ngwana
nka wetsa mhlalo amana motho o na le 14 years o tlile go nna mona a latwa go mmae kolone a na le 2 years mo tutusa ke le masaka sa boraro ke dimo from spread ga ka count out wa mo nna kwa na le teng o tla kwa ka mo ke tlo kopana le bomme mo tutusa o no sna nobody a re thusang ene ntshwara bohloko o ne bile ke sa tsebe nang ga etsa ba o ne kelello ya ka le jwaleje ne ke na le kelello ya gore ke ne se ila ka mgetsa mme a boela a rwala bana ba a boela mahaeng because mahaeng go batla go le betere go na le bo dikgomo go ya leng wa bona ha o tshwane mo gaute metla ga o tla jua o kenye letsopo go thoko
so ke grocer yakho le
e nngwe ntse le teng ke la ka e thola maobanyana mo ka la bone e re tle go bontsha bona ke ile ka mona ka gore ke na le bo masenya mona re tle go bontsha bona ngwaneso.
In order for the food to last longer, he says he needs to hide it here.
so impuphu yakho le
Yebo ma.
alright uyilethelwe yisenta
Ilethelwe
ini
yisenta.
enye bakulethele yona
Rice 2 kg rice ni mobile le 2 liter fish oil le di sopo tsa bana le di noodles o le mmalanyana lo ja tse ding 600 mara ambore bege ya bona bege ne ke tse sa kana
alright
danke sugar 2 bags danke ndati
alright bakulethela how many times a month
la go ngwa hayi na go ngwa bedi
alright okay ungathanda ukuthini baba kwi center for helping you
wazi mama isenta ngiyabonga kakhulu ukungisisa ukuthi ngisupportela abantwana sometimes nothola ukuthi ngihleli njengomuntu engidinga ukuthi ngihlale ngingatholi amabhishu yabo njengomuntu osebenza ewakhaya kodwa kakhulu kunento engihleli kabuhlungu mama loya muntu loya esikhuluma ngaye ne nginenkinga ngaye
ingane
ngani
yebo baba
inkinga first time isitulo sakhe angazi sengijime kangaka I'm sure asibona mama siphelile kla maka e clinic inkinga maka e somewhere inkinga uyasinda ukuthi umama angampepa once ampepa makabuya yabuya sengijime angazi kangaki mama
ebena ngaki makufika le wheelchair ingane
ngathi ngokuthi ithole khona le golo ngathi ithola na 1.5 or 2 years khona lapha
sicelile from uDepartment of Health kubo sisilusi Mthombeni ukuthi sicela wheelchair entsha for umntwana but nalekho kuthatha iprocess because mele naye apply then sicela kumphakathi wonke if kukhona onamandla ongasisiza ngama wheelchairs si center in fact akusuye yedwa odinga iwheelchair
follow up futhi lapho nje kuba benibuza umama ukuthi bayenza ama follow up yebo bayenza ama follow up lapha eclinic ngaya mina self ngendaba le wheelchair mangifika lapha eclinic kwathola ukuthi la ama wheelchair la wabona la abantu ba ya la wena ngithi no lo muntu akasebenzisi le wheelchair nje ngihamba no sisi mfuthi wabana sesowethu sengikhohlile behamba nabo sana ngathi uhlala eColbricks ngithi lo mntwana akakhona ukuhlala kule wheelchair eso because akakhona ukusihlalela i-wheelchair yakhe le bengazi igama ngilazi after kuthiwa amadiba bathi bengitshelwa yini because into yayo nayo ufuna le wheelchair embambayo la ngaphambili
ihamba nalento lena baba le
thangi ngihamba nalo Dame video so Imswara raskaizang askawa
le situation lesijongile manje ikwenza uzizwe njani
abana ifihla mo Jayona ntozo hlangana abana ifihla mo ene bile ngwe ke nalo isola na ngwaneso ntwe na ngusa pholo because akizibe ngayibelwa amana ngwana omkae since mme atla skoro senomsebenzi ona le sihlose ke tawo etsa sona ifi ke sebeleza mo location ke thotse tissue ya panya la location wa bona ba tletse na ha ka fela ke etsa shwa mothako ke mfoster lone mount ke khiem ke tsamaya yena ke etsa skopo mo because ha ba tletse je ba tla tlala tshegalela mo ka fela ha ba tsebe go jile o hlapile go etsa la ka ga se ile mogwala ba
Welcome back to Stories Untold. Broken homes, broken relationships. But there are good Samaritans making it all bearable. And they are doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. We continue following the work that the Nigel Community Center does in this area.
Like ngihlala nomama nabosisi nabantwana bami neziguli iziguli zi4 evama abantwana bayi5 ngiholela 2 yabantwana mina iziguli siholela umama ezithi wayifaka kimi siholela yimi iziguli.
This is 49-year-old Makato Tsotetse, also a beneficiary at the center. She lives in a large family of more than 10 people, which includes her siblings, their children, as well as their grandchildren. Poverty isn't the only thing that affects her.
Umntwana ozalwe yimi uyozala abantwana bayi4 uyahamba abashiya abantwana athathe boma 3 days angabonakali sinzwele nje ukuthi ukuphi aphinda abuye makufika iFriday futhi uyanyamalala uyetshwaleni akabanaka abantwana sabanakwa yini.
ushilo masukuthi isenta iyakusiza ukudla ngicela usixoxele ngalokho
basinceda njengoba sengitake over ngoba kunokuthi ukudla kuphela thola ukuthi kuphela mhlambe idate yakhona seyisondele beze bazosho ukuthi size sizolanda ukudla ukulanda vele ukudla impuphu ke isikhathi bafaka namafish ayi2 masifika ke siyapheka siyadla nabantwana
ngifika ukuthi lo lusizo bakunika lona baphupha umthwalo emagcini wakho
akufani bayavala isikhala
Once a beneficiary at the center and now an employee, this is 26-year-old Mamlutsi Mitawung.
Ukwazana ne-Nigel caring community like kube usizo olukhulu kimi because ngathi ngenkathi sengiqala ukusebenza kwaba khona ushintsho luba khona endlini kwaba khona ushintsho luba khona ku-community kwaba khona ushintsho luba khona ebantwaneni raising abantwana bane 8 years at the age of 18 and then being 19 bona babe na 9 and then the other girl bekana 3 years at that time ubama kashona amshene 3 years but at that time ngithe manje una 12 years njengoba ngisho at that time raising them uqala umntwana umfake esikolweni kuba umzali taking that responsibility yokuba umzali like it has been a lot.
uma ubona ama-situations anjena nalesiphuma khona namanye ama-situations do you get triggered?
Yes, I do get triggered easily like ngaphuma ngikhala because I know which I've been there. Like, as for example, the situation I was already triggered just with I was able to control my emotions wami. As much as le yaka mama ukuthi usisi una 30 years unabantwana bayi4 uyabashiya sometimes bayalala bangadlanga. Like kubuhlungu because akusiwo wonke umntwana or umuntu omdala ongakwazi ukuthwala umthwalo lo mama uthwele. Abanye abakhona.
Mamlutsi joined the center at the age of 19 and says her life has changed tremendously. Mr. Klaba tells us about today's events.
It was so painful, though it was not a new thing to me, because hence I'm saying I've started to work in this organization back in 2000. I used to see the worst situation than this one we have seen today.
And how do you deal with those ones?
It's so terrible, but what can you say? You need to throw yourself into the deep end because you have to play your role as a human being. What else can you do? The beneficiaries that are being assisted by the government is 300, but we end up servicing more because of the needs, because you can't tell a poor child away to say, no, you are not in our database. As long as there is human being in this universe, NPOs must exist, especially like my NGO. Yes, we don't want to see them collapsing. We need people who will take care of these NPOs because these NPOs assist our people, as you have seen yourself.
Following the incredible stories that we have given you on the show today, it is evident that we can all play a role in uplifting and touching the lives of others. When you do receive help, please do pass it on to the next person that might need it. So I'd like to leave you with this question today. What good have you done for the world today? From myself, Pule Mulebati, and the rest of the team,